Hello, hi, my name is Paige. Welcome to an impromptu reading vlog. So I did not have this at all on my reading schedule for the month, but I decided since the readathon starts tomorrow and I have a couple of rom-coms on my shelves, I might as well join in on the RomComAthon. So there's a bingo board for this, and I have 4 books that kind of fit in. It's going to be like a loose interpretation of some of these prompts, and there are some like non-bookish related prompts on here as well. So I'm going to try and take you along through the week because I've been quite ahead on my reading schedule for August, and I have a little bit of extra time throughout the month, throughout the next couple of days to grab a couple extra books for the month. I still have some that I do need to finish for myself, but I can like double up here and there. One of the prompts is to have POC or LGBT rep, and I am going to go with The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrun, and this looks like it's about a reality dating show where the host of the show and one of the contestants kind of start to have a romance, but the contestant is supposed to be dating like 20 women, so it's like a bit of a forbidden love sort of situation, but they are 2 males, so this will be the LGBTQ representation for this one. And then one of the hosts' favorite color is yellow, and my mom just read The Bodyguard when we went to Santa Barbara, and she really enjoyed this one. I picked it out for her, so I definitely wanted to read it too. And it's about a female bodyguard who is protecting a football player or some sports player because he has a stalker, but when he goes back to visit his family, the bodyguard has to come along. He doesn't want his family to know that he has to have a bodyguard, so they fake date, which sounds super fun, and it has yellow on the cover, so it'll definitely suit this prompt. Then for a backlist title, she said that we could pick any book that hasn't been published in 2020, so anything prior published to 2020, and I have The Deal by Elle Kennedy that has been on many a TBR for myself, and I've yet to read it, so this is one that I definitely need to get to. I wouldn't say this is like Elle Kennedy's backlist, but it is a backlist to me because it's definitely older than 2022. And all I know about this book is that it's like a hockey romance, and it seems like our main character wants to impress another man, but he doesn't seem to be interested in her being all innocent and whatnot, so she goes to a hockey player and he kind of helps her out, I think is what it sounds like on the back, but I've read many a fan fiction like that. It sounds really cute. And one final option we have for this vlog is Bet on It by Jody Slaughter. I don't know what prompt this would fit into, but it's a rom-com that I heard Nat really enjoy, and I trust everything that Nat said, so I bought it immediately, and I also just really want to read it, so we will see if I get to this one, but these 3 are the main ones on my TBR for this readathon, and I am so excited to get to them. I guess I will check in when I do something prompt-wise for this, so I will see you in a second. Okay, so I am about halfway through The Deal, and the narrator for the female is terrible. I absolutely despise her voice, but the male narrator is very nice to listen to. So I am struggling through Hannah, that is the main character's, her point of views, because the female narrator is kind of terrible, but I'm enjoying it. It took me probably about a quarter of the book to get into it. I wasn't really feeling the college setting at first, but now I'm starting to really enjoy these 2 characters together. But basically, I think I had the synopsis of this very wrong. We have Hannah and we have Garrett. Hannah is a choir student. She's like a music major, and Garrett is on the hockey team, and Hannah passes a test that pretty much everybody else in the class fails, and so Garrett asks her to tutor him, and at first she's pretty wary of it, doesn't really want to, but there is a boy that he knows that she wants to impress, and so Garrett knows that this guy won't date her unless she's kind of off the market and is seen as more of a popular girl, so Garrett proposes that they kind of fake date, but not really, more like are seen in public together often, because Garrett is a pretty notable figure on campus because he is the hockey captain, so he knows that the girls and all of his teammates and this other guy's teammates will notice Hannah more, and that will make the other guy want Hannah more. And so that's what their whole situation starts off as, but it does seem like it's going to toe into the friends with benefits situation pretty soon. At least I assume that there's a friends with benefits situation, because they are definitely attracted to each other and I'm interested in it. I have a strong feeling I'm going to end up purchasing the rest of the books in the series, or at least the next two, because I know one of the books in the series has a accidental pregnancy trope, and I am of the unpopular opinion and absolutely freaking love that trope. So I can see myself going down a hockey romance spiral. It's imminent. I feel it in my bones. But I will let you know if I finish this tonight or tomorrow during work. I kind of want to keep reading it tonight, but I also have a book club book that I have not made much progress in, so I need to prioritize that as well. But I'll give like the book club maybe like one more chapter, and then if I'm really not into it, I'll just jump back into this one. Even though the narrator is garbage, I do not like her voice. It is not cute. Does anyone like her voice? Because ugh, can't stand it. Alright, I will check in soon. Okay, so I finished the deal today at work, and I think I kind of loved it. I really don't know what else to say besides I felt like the pacing of it was really nice. I really liked Hannah and Garrett together. I liked their banter. I liked how it seemed like Garrett was the one who might have fallen first just a little bit. I liked how protective he was, but it wasn't like totally overdone. There was just a lot of good stuff in this. It was really good, and it makes me want to continue with the series immediately. But I looked, and the female narrator in the next one is the same one as this one, and I really hate her voice. I think it's so bad. So I don't know if I am going to work up the courage to pick up the audiobook of the next one. But the third book has a different narrator for the female character, so I really do want to read book 3. I really want to read book 3. But I think I want to continue on with the series for sure, just not in this vlog because I don't even own book 2 anyway. But I liked it. There is one, or maybe not just one, there's a few things that are a little out of touch or a little outdated, I would say, especially when it came to sexual assault. So our main character, she, like, I want to say, like, on the first page, she reveals that when she was younger she was raped, and there's a lot of phrasing about her virginity being stolen or her losing her virginity to her rapist that I was not cool with, and I don't know if that was the best way to phrase something like that. I had an issue with the way that both her and Garrett kind of saw that being stolen from her or taken from her, when that's just not the case. If that happens to somebody, I don't know, I've heard different things about how people view something like that happening and the wording around it, so I felt a little unsure if that should have been the wording used in this book. And there were just a few other things that were a little misogynist, and I get a little annoyed with male characters who are just allowed to hook up with whoever they want to all the time, and that's cool with them, but then they turn around and talk really negatively about all of the women that they're hooking up with, and that bothers me a lot. So there's a few things about the book that are definitely flawed, but overall I had a good time. I felt like it was spicy enough, and I did like our characters. So I am excited to go on in this series, but like I said, I'm not reading that in this vlog. I actually have to pick another book for this vlog, and I put up a poll on Instagram if I should read the next book in this series or if I should read one of my other 3 books that I said I was going to read for this, and let me check that right now. Okay, an overwhelming amount of people are wanting me to read The Charm Offensive, so I will be picking this up soon. I need to edit a video, and then I might try and actually read this with my eyeballs for a little while, because I have been spending so much money on audiobooks, and I just bought this book, and it was like 20 bucks. So I don't want to spend money on the audiobook for this as well, you know? So I'm gonna try and read this with my eyes after I've edited my video for a little bit, and I will let you know how I'm feeling about this one. Good morning. So it is already Saturday, and I think the readathon ends tomorrow, and I don't know if it ends tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. So I really only have today and tomorrow to finish out as many of the prompts as I can, and with finishing the deal I have been able to cross off the backlist one, and I guess the free space. That's all so far. I'm going to attempt to get the treat yourself prompt done today, and I am going to try and get the LGBT prompt done today. So I started the charm offensive the other night. I only got like 20 pages into it, and then this morning I got myself to about page 100. So this is what I'm really going to be focusing on throughout the day, but I also have to prep for my TBR video, which would be the video after you see this one. And I feel like it's going to be a very, very long video because there's a lot of updates and changes that are happening. And I also have to get ready for my wrap up. I want to do a little free library thing, so I have to find all of my books that I want to get rid of. And I feel like I just have a lot of prepping and video planning to do today, so I hope that I will have more time to read this. But thoughts on it so far, I'm not sure how I feel. Part of me kind of doesn't really like it because I've never been a fan of shows like The Bachelor or anything, and this is like a fairy tale version of The Bachelor, and it's like the behind the scenes of all like the wild things that these producers are doing to make the show more interesting for viewers. And we have our main characters, Dev, who is like one of the producers, and he's also trying to like coach our main male contestant. I don't know, is he the contestant or is he like the star? I don't, his name is Charlie, and he seems to have a lot of anxiety and stress, and there seems to be a lot going on with him where he's just not very comfortable in a lot of situations, and people just seem to overlook that and not care. And I think that it's trying to like do that purposefully so that we're frustrated with the way that the showrunners are doing everything, and I feel like the show's gonna end up like almost being the bad guy in the end, like all of the people who work on the show. My bathroom's being renovated, so I'm not sure if I'm loving the humor. I'm not sure if I love how everybody is treating everybody, but I trust everyone's recommendation. People were really telling me I needed to read this book, so I'm gonna see it through, and I hope that things get better. But I will check in with you later. I'm gonna go sit on my couch for a while and listen to the sounds of my bathroom being renovated. So I have just been prepping for videos pretty much all day. I took a shower, my hair is kind of a mess, but my treat myself for this is ordering Chili's. I got the Southwest egg rolls, or apparently I did not. They did not come in the bag. And I got pasta. So I'm gonna have to go message DoorDash that my egg rolls were not in here. Hopefully I can get like a credit for that or something, but I'm gonna eat that, and then I'm going to maybe pick up Charm Offensive again, because I do need to read that. I definitely do. Update, they did give me credit, so I decided to just go ahead and get myself Jamba. So I got an acai bowl and a smoothie, which I know is like way too much sugar, but I have really been craving it, and since I had a credit, might as well just get it and have that as my dinner, because the pasta was kind of mushy. So Chili's was a bust. This is how I'm gonna treat myself instead. And then I will read Charm Offensive. I will do it. Okay, I'm at a part where I'm starting to think that they're pretty cute. So they are out dancing at a bar in New Orleans, and they are wasted, and Charlie is starting to get like really cutesy complimentary towards Dev, and I think he at one point called him like the most beautiful man ever. Which I love. I love reading characters when they are absolutely shit-faced and they are just so like blubbery and compliment everybody that they love, like all of their best friends they think are the most beautiful and funny people, the person that they're in love with they think is just like the most amazing human to ever walk the earth. I love when you read drunk characters like that. I just think it's so funny, and you get a lot of moments where they just say the darndest things, you know? I love that in books, I love that in fan fiction, so I'm glad that it's happening here because I think it's so cute. But then I'm gonna predict that it's gonna turn right back around and it'll be like, ah, because we were drunk, you didn't really mean it, you know? It always ends up being like miscommunication in the end, but it's so cute now. So I'm starting to like them quite a bit more than I was at the beginning. I'm growing more attached to them as characters, but I'm not loving the storyline overall. Like the plot of just like, maybe it's not the plot, maybe I'm not liking the setting of it being with this like The Bachelor type show, because I don't watch shows like that. It's just not something that interests me. The most I ever watched shows like that was when I was in middle school and I watched garbage shows like Tila Tequila Shot at Love. I think that's what it was called. So I don't watch reality dating shows, so that's something I'm just like not into in my own personal life, so I'm bored with that aspect of it. But Charlie and Deb are cute, so I'm gonna keep reading. I have to finish this book tonight, like I have to, and I have quite a while until it's bedtime, so I will check in with you when I have anything else to say. Okay, I do have an update for anybody who absolutely hates when people get sick, like nauseous sick, you know. This is not the book for you, because there is a lot of being sick on other people. I'm over that. I'm over that. I'm over it. Oh my gosh, I love them. And I just know at some point Dev's gonna break Charlie's heart. And I can't handle it. Charlie is so precious. He's so precious. What is with me and reading about Charlies that I just love and adore? Book lovers and this one. I just need to find a Charlie. But oh, if his little heart gets broken, I'm gonna sob. I'm gonna sob. Okay, I gotta keep reading. So there was a point that I wish that I would have stopped and talked about how I was feeling, because I got to a point where I just got it. I understood why everyone loved this book and why so many people recommended it to me, because it got to the point where it just became a story about like these two men who have their entire life felt like they were not worthy of love, and felt like there was going to be nobody who saw them as somebody who could be loved. And then these two men kind of saw each other as the definition of love, and it was beautiful for a minute. And now I'm done with the book and I'm pissed off, and I wish that I wasn't so annoyed with the ending, but it just got to the point where we have these two characters who are terrified that they are not going to be chosen in their lifetime, like they are not going to ever be loved, and they're open about this to each other, so that they each know that the other is scared of not being loved. And we have Charlie, who is just so open the entire time to Deb about how he feels, and he's basically like, I'm choosing you, I want to choose you over all of this stuff, like we will find a way to make it work. And Deb the entire time just acts like Charlie has a end date for everything, and even though he is hearing the words out of Charlie's mouth and Charlie is telling him everything that's in his heart, Deb just doesn't believe it. And to then have it go from like a scene where Charlie is basically saying like, hey, promise me that we're gonna make this work, and Dev saying like, yeah, okay, I'm in love with you too, like let's do this, to then leaving him and cutting off communication for 3 months. And then you want me to believe that one public confession of love after 3 months of no communication is it? That's it? We can just forgive everything? I get that Deb had his own mental illness problems. I get that he suffered from depression and he wanted to take care of his own mental health, but I also think that maybe because I've never been in a relationship, if you are choosing to be with somebody and you are telling them, hey, I am going to choose you too no matter what, you can go on that journey together. Like it might not be pretty at all times, but you can go through your own mental health journey and healing yourself alongside somebody. Like you don't have to do everything individually. And I know that the book acknowledges that Dev is a bit of a runner when he gets too invested and too emotionally attached to something, but I'm just so mad. The beginning I didn't love because of the like plot aspects and the whole dating show parts, and the humor wasn't really my thing. The middle, loved, in love with it, and then the ending just lost me. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna sleep on this. I'm not gonna like rate it like 2 stars, even though part of me kind of wants to, but there was a lot in it that I did love. I did like all of the different representations. There was different sexuality representations. There was a lot of different mental health representations. So there's a lot in it that is very good. And I did enjoy them as a couple when things were good, and even when things were rocky. They were just so supportive of each other. But Dev just started to piss me off. So I'm so bummed that I didn't like it. I just feel like if I would have had maybe like 2 chapters more where they had like a solid conversation together in private, not like a whole public display of affection sort of deal, just a very private moment of like Dev explaining himself and seeing Charlie's point of view of everything after, because I don't think we really got Charlie's point of view, then maybe I would have been more sold on it. I just needed a little bit more groveling or just more communication towards the end, instead of just saying, hey, look, he confessed his love. We can forgive him for running away for 3 months and cutting off communication with literally everybody and breaking Charlie's heart, and telling us that he ignored every single one of Charlie's voicemails and deleted every single text without even reading them. So, you know, see, and like, I can get on board with somebody like running away from their problems and breaking somebody's heart. Like Wolfsong has this. It has the like, I'm not worthy, I'm gonna run away. I mean, there's other problems that cause them to run away, but like the groveling in Wolfsong, the timeline of after, and the forgiveness of how they came back to each other, perfection. And maybe I will always hold Wolfsong to my highest level of, if somebody messes up in a relationship and cuts off all communication and breaks somebody's heart, that is the level of like groveling and forgiveness and timeline I need with Wolfsong. So I can get on board with it. Just this book made me so mad. Okay, I've been talking for a very long time and I now need to go to bed. But I will check in with you in the morning and see if I can check off any more prompts before the day is over, so that I can have maybe 2 bingos, maybe? I don't know if I can finish another book though, so we will see. So last night at midnight I finished the Charm Offensive, and I updated the bingo board and realized that I had gotten a couple of prompts confused. So I thought the treat yourself one would have gotten me a bingo, but it did not. So I needed to eat a comfort food for myself to get a bingo. So I made some macaroni and cheese, because that is like the ultimate comfort food, right? So now that I have made this, I officially get to check off 1 bingo. I still feel like there's a little bit of time left in the readathon, so I might start The Bodyguard, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it by tonight. So I will let you know where I get to at the end of the day for this readathon, but at least I have 1 bingo checked off. I'm gonna eat my macaroni now. It's been a little bit, but I decided I'm going to wrap up the vlog here. I have a lot of editing to do, a lot of uploading footage to do, and I also remembered that I really need to work on my bullet journal, because I have not even thought about what I'm supposed to do next month. So I need to work on all of that today, and I'm running out of daylight and hours in the day before I have to go to bed and wake up for work tomorrow. So just a little recap. We have read The Deal for a backlist title, and I really did enjoy that one. And then we read Charm Offensive for LGBT representation, and it was a fun time but also an angering time. And I think I've settled on a 4-star for a Charm Offensive. So I guess both of these were 4-star reads. And then we had the unfortunate situation with DoorDash and Chili's, but we redeemed ourselves with Jamba Juice, so I definitely treated myself quite a lot last night. And then for a comfort food, we had mac and cheese. So I think overall this was a really fun readathon, and I got most of the prompts that I wanted to get done finished. And I think I just have Bodyguard and Bet on It to add to a later TBR now. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this short little reading vlog. It was really fun. I need to do more readathons and join more book clubs, so if you have any that you know that are coming up, let me know in the comments so I can check those out. But yeah, If you have made it this far, leave me a pink heart emoji, and I will see you in my next video. All right, bye.